What's up, everyone? Trent here.
Hello, and Julia.
Welcome back to the channel, and it's finally here.
Episode 6. The sound of her wings.
We finally get to meet Kirby Howell-Baptiste's death.
Yes.
I can't wait to see her interact with Dream. One of the greatest single issues in all of comics, issue 8 of the Sandman. It is going to be so good. I can't wait to see it adapted. Let's check it out.
Let's just go.
Feed the birds. Tuppence a day.
Heads up!
Good catch.
Nice catch, though. Thank you.
Come on, Franklin. What are you waiting for?
Oh, she looks great.
What are you doing?
I'm feeding the pigeons.
You do that too much, you know what you get? Fat pigeons.
Fat pigeons.
This from Mary Poppins. Do you ever see it?
No?
I love Death's personality. You scared my birds away.
Yeah.
I can tell something's wrong. I mean, look at you. Sitting here moping, pigeon feeding. It's not like you.
No. Perhaps it isn't. When they captured me, I just had one thought. Vengeance. It wasn't as satisfying as I'd expected. Meanwhile, my kingdom had fallen apart. My tools, long since stolen and scattered. And so I embarked upon a journey to find them. Which I did.
No, you have no purpose.
I'm now more powerful than I have been in eons. And yet...
Here you are feeding the pigeons.
You see, until then, I'd had a true quest. A purpose beyond my function, and then suddenly it was over. And
What's the next step?
I felt disappointed. Let down. Empty. Does that make sense? I was so sure that once I got everything back, I'd
Such a
feel
human feeling. It feels like when you just leave school and you're left to explore the world,
Yeah,
you
it feels like
don't
you've
know.
Finished school, you finished uni, you finished the TAFE course, you finished
Don't
that.
call me, you know.
I didn't want to worry you.
Don't believe it. Let me tell you something, Dream. And I'm only going to say this once, so you better pay attention.
Smack.
Are utterly the stupidest, most self-centered, excuse for an anthropomorphic personification on this or any other plane. Feeling sorry for yourself because your little game is over and you haven't got the balls to go out and find a new one. Did it never occur to you that I would be worried about you?
Well, I didn't think.
Exactly. You didn't
think.
Heads up! Wow. You're as good as your friend did.
He's not my friend, he's my brother. And he's an idiot.
I'm just feeding the birds.
I love that they haven't actually introduced her as Death, and it's just a person coming up and sitting down.
Yeah.
You can come with me if you want.
I got jobs
You
to
can
do.
stay here and sulk.
I'll come with you, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll come with you.
Well, don't do me any favours.
Before you go,
Can I get you?
can I maybe see you again?
Sure, Franklin. You'll see me again.
Seriously?
Sooner than you think.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, let me just get your number and... Wait, how
Yeah.
did you know my...
Oh.
And you know his name. It's such a good story. It's heartbreaking, but the way she's portrayed is just so good.
Please.
None for me, thank you.
They're good for you.
I'm not hungry.
We just have later.
It's a gift.
Aw, thank you. So nice.
You are good with them.
Apples.
Humans.
It literally is two emos
Have you
at
seen
the
any
beach.
others since you've been back?
Of you.
We did have one family dinner when you were away. The twins were in high spirits. Desire was, anyway.
Despair never
Go
is.
on, I have no doubt.
I think Desire missed having the usual sparring partner across the dinner table. How have you been keeping? Aw, I'm well, Dream.
Oh, he's cracking a smile.
Sister,
Oh.
how have you been keeping?
I'm worried about my brother. And I'm enjoying this apple.
She's got work to do.
No. Don't stop, please.
Sorry for the noise.
It's not noise, it's Schubert. Keep going.
I can't. He never finished it. All we have is a fragment. Oh, forgive me, I am Harry.
I know who you are, Harry. Do you know who I am?
No, not yet, please.
It's time.
Can I just... There's something I have to say, if that's all right.
Of course.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one.
I didn't need a kick in the feels.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those episodes.
I'm glad I said the Shema. My old man always said it would guarantee you a place in heaven. If you believe in heaven.
He sees himself.
I look so old. So empty. So, I'm dead. Now what?
Now's when you find out, Harry.
She's so friendly. He turned around and heard the sound of her wings.
You ready?
My sister,
Yeah.
when I was captured, it wasn't me they were looking for.
It was you.
It was you.
Yeah. I know. Hi, Sam.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Oh,
Oh, no. No. I need to talk to my wife for like 1 second.
Sam.
You don't understand. All our flight information is on my phone. I just need to give her the code.
I'm so sorry, Sam.
But we're on a honeymoon.
Your time's up.
The flicker of her eyes.
Sam?
Oh, it's drowned.
Come on, hon.
I love that you can see the shadow of her wings and the sound.
How do you do it?
Do what?
This. Either. For all of them.
I have a job to do. And I do it. When the first living thing existed, I was there. When the last living thing dies, I'll put the chairs on the table, turn out the lights, and lock the universe behind me when I leave. And I'm not there for all of them. There are exceptions. Mad Hetty, and then there's your ongoing project.
Mad Eddie.
I actually used to think I had the hardest job in all our family.
Oh, did you?
They fear the sunless lands, yet they enter your realm every night without fear.
Yeah,
And yet I am far more terrible than you.
because you create nightmares that they relive.
Dying and living were new things, and people did them with the enthusiasm they always bring to new things. And then after a bit, it just got harder.
But you continued.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because it was we're going to appease our god, we're going to sacrifice, and we do this in the name of the Lord.
It really started to get to me. I got kind of hard and brittle inside. I mean, people feel as pleased to have been born as if they did it themselves. But they get upset and hurt and shaken when they die. But eventually, I learned that all they really need is a kind word and a friendly
helping hand
face,
and a friendly face.
like they had in the beginning.
Oh, they're going with the comic for this one.
Mum had better get you a bottle then.
Oh, this is hard.
Yeah. I'm afraid so. So there is, little one. That's all you get.
Please don't show the mum's reaction.
All right, sweetie. Lunchtime.
We can go.
We'll do some eating. Then maybe another nap for Mummy's sake. Then maybe the park. Lovey?
I find myself wondering about humanity. Their attitude towards your gift is so strange.
That's one of the hardest to get
Why
through.
do they fear the sunless lands? It is as natural to die as it is to be born.
People may not be ready for my gift, but they get it anyway. No matter what the circumstance.
I always find it interesting that she sees it as a gift, which is different to how we perceive it.
No, it always comes down to the circumstance of it, but even in whatever the circumstance, it's good.
At the end, each of us stands alone. The sunless lands are far away, and the journey is hard. Most of us will be glad for the company of a friend. I used to think I had to do this all by myself.
But you do.
No. At the end, I'm there with them. I'm holding
journey
their
together.
hand and they're holding mine. I'm not alone when I'm doing my job. And neither are you. Think about it. The only reason we even exist, you and I, and desire and despair, the whole family, we're here to serve them. It
There's your
isn't about
purpose.
quests or finding purpose outside our function. Our purpose is our function. I need them as much as they need me. Lots of people don't have a job they love doing, do they? So
Nope.
I think I'm
You
really
do.
very lucky.
You have taught me something I had forgotten. I thank you, my sister.
I love how he's slowly lost the stoic face and is...
That's what family's about, little brother.
To me, man! Over here!
One last appointment, then have to go.
I too am late for an appointment.
Tell him I said hello.
Did you see that?
Oh, poor
That
Frank.
car came like this close to hitting me.
This close, huh? Come with me, Franklin. I need to show you something.
Okay.
See you, Dream. Don't be a stranger, okay?
Such a good sister. Oh, poor Franklin.
Come on, then. What are you waiting for?
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Very well. But I do not see what purpose this will serve.
At least I get out and meet them.
He looks like Noel Felding now.
Good for you to see them on their terms instead of yours.
My name's Richmond.
So, penny ale for me and another for my brother, and it please you?
Certainly, lady.
So,
I was a dream.
yeah?
Then I found Cradle of Filth.
This is terrible.
Terrible. What?
Dream. Listen to the people. Drink your drink.
We need to return to law and order. We need to act against these bandits.
Drink it. Just drink. Oh, chicken.
And she says, are you hunting for rabbits again?
Is stupid. You're a fool, Hog.
Nobody has to die. The only reason people die is because everyone does it. You all just go along with it. Not me.
I love how he's acting protective of her.
I've made up my mind. I'm not going to die.
Hobbs, death comes for every man.
You don't know that. I might get lucky. There's always a first time.
Why would any sensible creature crave an eternity of this?
You could find out.
How?
I could grant him his wish.
Do that, and he will be begging for death within a century, I assure you.
Well, this could prove very interesting.
What will you do?
A wager, brother.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell him or should I?
I shall.
Very well, little brother. Very well.
It is a very interesting concept to explore. Is how humanity would be if they're immortal.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you must tell me what it's like. Let us meet here again, Robert Gatling, in this tavern of the White Horse in 100 years.
100 years, and I'm Pope Urban.
Don't mind me. 100 years' time, on this day, I will see you in the year of our Lord 1489 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was that real? Was he being serious? Yeah.
I tell you what.
Oh, what a transition. Love it.
Transition. Love it.
How did you know that I'd still be here? A wizard? A saint?
He's a witch.
A demon? Have I made a bargain with the devil?
No.
Then why
Made a
aren't
bargain
I
with
dead?
death.
Long since. Is this some kind of game?
No game.
But why?
I'm here because I'm interested
In me?
in your experience.
And what do I have to do?
Nothing. You live your life as you choose. Then on this day, every 100 years, we will meet.
Because you want to know what it's like. I'll tell you what it's like. It's fucking brilliant.
No! I wanted him to be going crazy.
What will you people think of next?
Well, with any luck, something to get rid of fleas.
But what have you been doing for the last 100 years?
Drinking.
Same as before.
Drinking.
Soldiering, mainly
Sex.
a little banditry here and there if I couldn't find a war.
So you still want to live?
Oh, yes.
100 years then?
Very well.
Very well.
You never told me who you are.
He doesn't need to. Just know that he lived 100 years as well.
Yeah. Look at the haircut.
Yeah.
Kid.
It's a look.
It's Sir Robert Gadlin now, old stranger. Then I went north for a year or so, came back as my son. Done that twice now. Bill, more wine. When Fat
Yeah.
Henry done for the monasteries, I bought my estates. And a healthy gift of gold to the crown saw to a knighthood. That's not all. Here, my fair Eleanor, the little Robin. My first son born in over
And
200 years on this earth.
he realizes.
I know. It's funny. This is what I always dreamed heaven would be like. Way back.
You haven't experienced loss yet.
No. Or not a close loss.
Yeah, a significant loss.
The god thou servest is
Ah.
thine own appetite.
Wherein is fixed the love.
I would give anything to have your gifts. To give men dreams that would live on long after I'm dead. I would bargain, like your Faustus, for that boon.
Who is he?
His name's Will Shaxbird. Accident wrote a play.
Is he good?
No, it's crap.
Have we met?
We have, but men forget in waking hours. I heard you talk, Will. Would you write great plays? Create new dreams to spur the minds of men? Is that your will?
It is.
And let us talk.
Because what's a name except a legacy?
And nowhere to go but up.
Oh,
Is
no.
there? You're already very high up.
Plagues,
Yeah.
fires, floods, to the judgment of the Lord for our sin.
They make more from the dole than they would
Because a
from
lot
this day's
happens.
work.
No, thank you.
Yep, he's
Yep,
he's
he
lost
fell.
it all.
Here's my guest.
I lost it all. My land, my gold,
Family.
my Eleanor. She died in childbirth. The baby too. My boy, Robin. I've hated every second of the last 80 years. Every bloody second, you know that?
So do you still wish to live?
Are you crazy? Death is a mug's game. I've got so much to live for.
And then the theories begin.
First the colonies, now France.
Oof, what a
You ask me, this country will be next for
Outfit.
revolution. I've been salting money away all over the world. First sign of trouble, I'll be out of here like that. There's a new system where they take English cotton goods to Africa, get a cargo of Negroes, pack them in like sardines. Same shit takes them across the Atlantic, then comes back here with raw cotton, tobacco and sugar.
I'm assuming that's death again.
I think it's death.
What?
It's a poor thing for one man to enslave another.
It's just how it's done.
I suggest you find yourself a different line of business, Robert Gadling.
You're giving me advice. After
giving a warning.
400 years, what happened to live your life as you choose?
The choice is yours. Would you take that choice away from others?
From another person. Yeah. It's also an interesting contrast on what Dee did last episode, where he removed all their free will.
What's your name?
I might ask both of you that same question, gentlemen. Please, please. Do not trouble yourselves to rise. These are my
Hello,
companions. smugglers by trade, although they're only too glad to augment their earnings by slitting throats.
It's
If you
the
move,
Constantine
they'll
ancestor.
slit yours. They tell of a tale in these London parts that the devil and the wandering Jew meet once every century in a tavern. 2 years passed, sewn into the shirt of a dead man. I found this.
Is that meant to be me? Terrible. You look worse.
You return to this pub every 100 years, striking bargains with men, sharing gifts, immortality, which you will now share with me. Well,
Love his little smirk.
Was that
Have you nothing to say?
I met a Constantine
I am no
200
devil.
years ago.
And I'm not Jewish.
I'm Lady Joanna Constantine. You will both follow me, sir, as my coach is without. I can see there is so much you can tell me. So much I can learn.
No.
Yep.
No, I think not. Wait.
Oh, he gets upset. I love
Yeah.
how he gets up and moves.
All the eyes.
Good, Undertaker.
What did you do to her?
She has old ghosts that I have shown to her. You need not have come to my defense.
Clearly. Still, I didn't want to be drinking alone here in 100 years' time. I'm perfectly safe.
Ugh.
I can't die, remember?
Aye, but you can be hurt or
Yep.
captured.
Or
You
tortured.
must be cautious.
I do like that Dream's starting to care for him.
You gave us a start, sir. For a second, I thought you was bloody Jack yourself.
I was about to
Say
say, are
Jack
we
the
in
Ripper.
Ripper territory now?
We're in
No,
Ripper
sir.
territory.
Just joshing ya. So,
How
how'd
much for
you
an apple?
like to buy a girl a drain of pail? And maybe a quick bum dance? Give us an hard ride with your cream stick?
I think not.
I bet you ain't got it in you anyway, you skinny chickaleary.
Your cup is empty. You need more wine.
You knew Lady Joanna, you know Lushing Lou, you know everyone, don't you?
Saw her again, you know.
Who? Lady Joanna.
She undertook a task for me and succeeded admirably, I might add.
That might be the only thing I've learned after 500 years. People are almost always better than you think they are. Not me, though. Still the same as ever.
Still a scoundrel.
I think perhaps you've changed.
I may have learnt a bit from my mistakes, but it doesn't seem to stop me from making them.
It's human.
It's, yep, human error. It's always going to be there.
I think I know why we still meet here century after century. It's not because you want to see whether or not I'm ready to seek death. I don't think I'll ever seek death. I think you're here for something else.
And what might that be?
Friendship.
Yeah.
I think you're lonely.
Yeah.
You dare.
No, look, I'm not saying...
Dare suggest one such as I might need your companionship.
Yes, I do.
Even a god needs friends.
But even a god can see
And I
this
shall
as an
take
insult.
my leave of you and prove you wrong.
Oh, spite.
Oh, and this is the last thing he's going to say to him. Because it's just a few
Because-
years before he gets captured.
Yeah. Because he gets captured in the
1900s.
80s. Yeah.
It'll be because we're friends. No other reason. Right?
Down, 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 down.
Slick hair.
Dude.
Best year.
Dude. You're a year late. We're in the 80s, people.
Are you sure it kind of looks like today's bar?
Hey, look. It's 1980s business guy.
Phone.
Yeah, look at the bricks.
Only difference is people are smoking inside.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been stood up. We had a fight last time we were here.
A while back.
It was my fault. Wish I could say I was drunk at the time, but I was just an idiot.
I've seen plenty of friends get in fights in pubs. Even more of them laugh about it together later.
Maybe in another 100 years.
You'll have to have found a new pub by then. This place has been sold to make room for new flats.
Oh.
Oh.
It's an interesting take on to think of history that the buildings contain as well. The new inn.
Literally.
Yeah. He's got to be the owner of it.
I hope so.
Yay!
You're late.
It seems I owe you an apology. I've always had it impolite to keep one's friends waiting.
Oh, the threshold.
Attend, sweet sibling. It is I.
Desire.
I stand in my gallery and I hold your sigil. My brother has found a way out of his cage.
Calling
The
despair.
plan has failed. But don't worry. I have a new one.
Nice.
Oh. What an episode. That was great.
That was so good.
That had everything.
Yep.
That was so emotional. But it was a roller coaster of emotions, whether it be jovial happiness or complete and utter sadness. It had everything. I loved that. The first half, Death's story, just phenomenal.
Yes.
The actual adaptation of issue 8, phenomenal. It had basically, it was almost a panel for panel, word for word adaptation. It was absolutely stunning. Kirby Howe-Baptiste, fantastic as Death.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Just perfectly embodied her. We got to see so much growth and so much of both the characters.
Both the characters, definitely, but definitely of Death as well, and that aspect of Morpheus as well, and that aspect of mourning and the potential of humans, and kind of that full circle aspect, and that yes, you may have dreams and your grander purpose aspect, but look smaller.
Yeah, look at humanity itself.
Look at what you're actually doing.
And I love that it was bookended with that additional story.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good to show, because we saw what Dream learned when with Death, how he connected with humanity and saw how they fear you, sister. How are they doing this? Sometimes they just want a companion. And then seeing that tale of friendship that spanned centuries, where it started off as a challenge between Death and Dream, and seeing that progress with the actual friendship developing and growing, it really puts into perspective what he learnt in the first half and how that had been stripped away from him in his captivity. He was a person. He was an endless without a purpose. He wanted vengeance. That was his goal for 100 years. That was his goal. Then he got out. He got his tools. He's at his most powerful. But to what end? Why?
And as I said in the reaction, it's that feeling of completing something grand that you have been working towards for so long. And sometimes that expectation of finishing it, especially for me, I've definitely felt it doesn't match up to what's happened. Graduating uni was a really big one for me, where it was like, I've studied for 4 years, I've done all these courses, I've done this, and
oh God, what now? I'm free in the world.
I'm free.
Everything that took up my time and energy
Yeah.
is done.
It's done.
It's yeah. And that's a good way to put that into a real
life. You can turn that into schooling. You can turn that into
any sort of life experience that you've put everything into.
Well. So that was definitely a really nice kick in the teeth that I really wanted to feel.
But it was done so well. There could have been a lot of that episode that could have been lost.
Yes.
If they had have tried to ham it up in showing how death was represented, they did it in a nice, poignant way. It was Death's met them, and interacting with them after that, or just as they're dying,
or just after, and they never mention who it actually is.
No, it's just
and that's brilliant.
It's Death's a familiar face.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be a bad face.
It's one of the interesting, societal aspects that I always find interesting, that we are so given into the Grim Reaper aspect, that it is the someone who brings death. They're not necessarily bringing death. They are the guide there into whatever comes next. And especially looking at a lot of cultural aspects for me, I love the different twists and the different turns that it does take in different cultures. And especially in a more Western culture, death is feared. And it is feared because of that unknowingness aspect of it can come for a child newborn. It can come for the man who has lived his entire, lived a full life.
Yeah.
And it can come for the kid who got hit by in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. But I just...
And...
Yeah.
The episode, that's great.
Yeah, and it dealt with so many heavy themes. Like there are some... Cot death. Cot death is a terrible, terrible tragedy.
Drug abuse,
and just being
that guy was shot.
Yeah, there were so many social commentaries that were just thrown into there, and it was done so subtly, so well, that it was just a beautiful episode. The music, the tone, the camera angles,
the
everything.
Lighting, the shadowing of the wings.
Yeah, the wings you didn't even have to see them. And that was exactly how it was in the issue. It was literally a little caption, a little dialogue caption, and you hear the sound of her wings. You don't see her fly away. You just know that she has, and then she returns and just has the casual conversation. And each one, it's learning more about death. It's learning more about Morpheus. And then I'm liking how it's tying together a lot of the threads. We've got the elder Constantine. Which also raises a question: is that a descendant of Joanna, or is it Joanna who's been given a prolonged life? And maybe, that raises some questions.
But if not, it's a good way to continue through we automatically know who it is because of who is playing it.
Yes.
I liked that. I went Time Lord.
The continuation of Jenna Coleman, of course. The Impossible Girl.
The Impossible Girl.
And also the juxtaposition of how John Dee was, where he thought he stripped all the people in the diner of their lies and had only the truth, but in turn he was a hypocrite and stripped them only of their free will.
Yes.
He didn't give them the right to choose.
No,
and
it was forced upon them.
Seeing Dream have that line of, "You don't enslave another person; you are stripping them of their free will. We have given you the choice to make any decision that you want.
Yeah.
You don't impose that choice. You don't take that choice away from someone else."
Yeah.
Very strong. The dialogue was excellent. I loved Morpheus's costume changes.
Yes.
Just his hair getting longer.
The hair getting longer. It was literally the progression of an emo kid into adulthood, and I love it, and I'm here for it. And stop trying to take my wardrobe.
Like there was one point he looked like Noel Fielding, then he looked like Glenn Danzig, and it was just so good.
He looked like key emos from British television.
It was emos and metalheads as the genres evolved, just changing their style slightly.
Yeah.
It was excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was a wonderful episode. I can't wait to watch that again.
Yes.
I can see why Neil Gaiman said that this is his favorite episode.
Yes, hands down. That's one I could probably happily cry through and watch again, because that took me to very sad places, but at the end raised me up very high.
And this is the same thing that I said in Miss Marvel. It's something that you can relate to. Most of us have had someone who's died, whether it be of old age, a tragedy. It's a connectivity thing. Everyone can empathize and go and have that emotional response to seeing that.
It is one
whether
of
it's
those,
a loved one, pet, friend, anything.
It is one of those things that connects us and everything in the world together, is that we're all going to die. We don't know when, but it is that connectivity. We were all born.
The connectivity is we're all human, and people forget that too often.
Yes.
People forget that. But beautiful episode. I thought I'm something. I'm definitely something. It was a beautiful episode.
Beautiful episode, and
Kirby Howell,
hands down favorite of the series so far.
And just Tom Sturridge's little emotional changes as well.
Yeah, a little softening of
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, tell us your thoughts on episode 6 in the comments below. The sound of her wings. Hopefully we don't hear them anytime soon. But I'm Trent.
I'm Julian.
As always,
Keep it nerdy.